So let's just jump right into it. I'm having everybody start by saying who you are, where you are, and maybe how we know each other.
Okay. So I'm Jesse Smith from Smith and Weeden. I'm in Providence, Rhode Island. Beautiful, sunny Providence, Rhode Island. And how would we not know each other, I guess, is the question.
That's a good point.
Is it like, what came first? Folk Fest or Cable House Presents? I guess York. We know each other from...
Probably York. Maybe Sign of the Wagon, actually.
Yeah, probably Sign of the Wagon. Yeah. York
Yeah.
treated us so well.
York loves you guys. That's for sure. So tell us a little bit about what you do.
I'm a musician and a bartender.
Mm-hmm. And go ahead.
So it obviously work is not happening for me. I've been quarantined for the past, or not quarantined, but I've been staying at home for about a month. So I'm getting a little wild.
Yeah. So originally we were going to do this, you and me and Seamus all at the same time. But now you guys are in the same house and you're separated now. Is that right?
Yeah. So I had to bring a friend to a hospital. So I have quarantined myself from my own house and I'm staying with that friend.
Whew. So insult to injury. Well, so what we're going to do is I'm going to talk to you and then I've never done this before, but I'm going to close that out and then we'll have Seamus share the screen with me. And I'll get to talk to you both that way anyhow. I've really enjoyed you guys when you were able to be in the same room together. You were posting almost every day cover songs that you were doing in your attic or something, and they were awesome.
Thank you for tuning in to them. Yeah, I definitely missed that.
So that was so you've at least figured out. Well, that wasn't Facebook Live though, right? You recorded them and then put them on Facebook.
I think so. Yeah. Seamus was mostly in charge of that. Seamus is the tech guy in the group. So I'm kind of like figuring my way around everything without him, which is terrifying.
Well, that's like learning a language, right? Just total immersion. Throw you right into the deep end. So tell me what you've been listening to as you've been stuck at home for a month.
Man, I've been listening to a lot of different stuff. I sort of got down a rabbit hole of Marshall Crenshaw band last, which is unsurprising. Like it had to happen. I listened to a lot of 70s rock stuff. But that was something that I had never really come upon, and it came up in one of my suggested playlists on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of delved a little deeper into that. William Onyebor also.
I don't know him.
He's an African musician. I'm not sure what country he's from.
But current, or is that along those older lines too?
That's an older one too. Okay. Yeah. I guess we don't need to talk about the 70s. From Deer Tick sent me some stuff from Destroyer, who I hadn't listened to. So I've been kind of delving into that a little bit. Also, Johnny Fritz. I mean, I've been listening to a lot of his shit because it's so fucking poignant.
Yeah.
And so humorous. Obviously, John Prine as well, given his situation. Been listening to a lot of that stuff. My buddy Rafe and Nick Politelli, who you might know from Robbie Shabby, released a record on, I think it's on Spotify, called Husbands. That's some pretty cool shit. But
so good variety.
Yeah, a variety. I've been checking out Childish Gambino's stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Which was pretty cool. I also listened to the greatest hits of Destiny's Child today, which I think, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but I think it might be better than Beyonce's solo stuff.
Oh, wow. That's bold.
Yeah,
That's bold.
I'm standing by that.
Yeah. Well, I think that's fair. I mean, we like what we like,
Yeah, it's true.
Um, I did talk to Johnny earlier today, and
How's he doing?
he's doing great. Of
Awesome.
everybody I've talked to, Johnny is the most in the best place emotionally, I think, right now.
That's good.
Yeah.
Glad to
Yeah,
hear.
he's a trip. I actually dug out a whole bunch of Johnny merch. I was wearing this button. It says LA's premier used house salesman.
Nice.
Yeah,
How's
he's a trip.
Paul doing? I missed the interview
With who?
with Chris Paul.
Oh, he's doing okay too. We talked for a long time. It was like a 45-minute conversation. It's the longest one we've had.
Yeah, it's hard to get away from one with him sometimes.
Yeah, I love that about him.
Love
Yeah,
it.
he seems like he's doing okay too. It's been nice catching up with everybody and having a chance to hear kind of what they're going through and what's getting them through, and how to support them in the things they care about. So I look forward to Sundays now for that reason.
Yeah, it's funny because I never did anything like this pre-coronavirus. Like I never did FaceTime. I'm very hard to get in touch with on a phone. Yeah, I do the best I can. I love the people that I love, but this has been interesting for me because like I'm actually FaceTiming people,
Mm-hmm.
like, and it has been comforting.
Yeah, I've been FaceTiming with my son every day. He's at his dad's house, like here in York, but he may as well be on the moon because we can't get together. So I'm grateful for these tools that we have, I guess.
We have these tools, and we're starting to learn how to use them.
Yeah,
Or
I feel old in trying to learn how to use them now, but
I do too.
we're getting there.
We're getting there.
Have you been working on anything new? How are you spending your days at home, especially now that you're separated from at least some of the people in your house?
Well, I mean, I think I'm spending them like I feel like creative people have a pressure on them a little bit to like be more creative in these times, and I haven't felt that. Like I haven't felt that like impulse to create something new, but I've been spending a lot of time learning other people's songs,
Mm-hmm.
which is part of my digestion process, which then produces a lot of other stuff because we're all standing on the shoulders of giants. Um, Obviously, watching a lot of TV. I just finished The Outsider, which was awesome if you have HBO.
I don't even have a TV. I'm so out of the loop on everything TV.
Not the worst. Reading a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Been getting into a wormhole of Joe Sacco, which, if you're not familiar, he's basically a war correspondent that used, instead of reporting through like, he reports through visual media. So he releases graphic novels
Oh,
that
cool.
are his experience of like the Bosnian War in the 90s or Palestine in the late 90s. And that's been really interesting. I'm also finishing a book by Cormac McCarthy called The Crossing,
Mm-hmm.
which is one of the few Cormac McCarthy novels that I haven't read. You know, I went for a run the other day
Oh,
for
shit.
5 years. Got 3 miles in.
Wow.
Yep, the kids still got it.
Good for you.
That was something. Like, I guess I've been, this whole experience has made me more mindful of the things that you kind of take for granted. Like
Mm-hmm.
exercise, being outside. Like, I've been doing a lot more of that stuff, or like chores around the house, you know, staying occupied, doing what.
I think that's sort of what Chris Stelling was saying too, that there are things you don't realize you take for granted until you can't have them. And we were both saying we're doing a little bit of that.
How are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm doing this. I'm working during the day, which is interesting because I don't have internet at my house either. So I'm expected to put in 40 hours of work, and I need to because I'm working to cancel all my events, which is 1,000 small tasks to do that. But I'm doing it at like a third of the speed because I have this super slow mobile hotspot from my phone. Just waiting for pages to load all the time for a whole day until I can call it quits. And then I'm reading and watching live streams and planning for Sundays, which has become the bright spot of every week now.
This is really awesome that you're doing that. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that you could be a part of it. Tell me, so what do we talk about? I want to know how we can best support you, how we can find your music, best way to find Smith and Weeden tunes, all that kind of stuff. What do you want to tell people?
So I've been really reluctant to ask for help because so many of, I feel like almost all of my peers are out of work here. Mm-hmm. Most of my friends are bartenders or cooks, servers, musicians. I don't want to preach to the choir at all on this, and I don't want to be in the echo chamber, you know? Mm-hmm. And I don't want to ask my friends for money. So that has been a little bit hard to navigate, but I guess we're all kind of doing that. And there are some people who still have an income coming in. Mm-hmm. And I guess to those people, I would say, go to the Bandcamp. That's the most direct way to buy the album if you haven't bought our record. Smith and Weeden at Bandcamp. We get that money pretty directly. They take a little bit of a cut, but that goes right into our bank account. We all have Venmos. I'm Jesse Emanuel, and I would not want to ask anyone for anything for nothing, you know. Like, if someone wants that, I'll song, you know. Like, I'll send you a song, I'll write you a song, but yeah, I guess that's it. Just like Venmo and Bandcamp. But if you want to just listen to the music, it's on iTunes, it's on Spotify. Go for it. I'm as guilty as the next person of listening to digital media and like using Spotify. I don't have a good vinyl setup here. I wish I did. I would totally be doing that as much as possible, but yeah, I guess do what you can. We're all just getting by.
That's so true. I can't recommend that record highly enough. That I have that on CD and it lives in my car and I listen to it all the time. I mean, it's in constant rotation. I love that record.
Thank you.
It actually came out of rotation for almost a year because I loaned it to my brother and sister-in-law and they listened to it for a while before they gave it back. So I almost lost it there, but yeah, it's back and it's in my car, and I like to roll the windows all the way down and sing along real loud.
That might tear up a little bit. I'm trying not.
All right, well, listen, if there's anything else you want to share, you can do that now, or else I'm going to try to bring Shamie into the mix here. Anything else you want to say?
I love you all. Please stay at home. Take care of yourselves. Stay healthy. We'll see you on the other side.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jesse. I'm going to close you out here. Thanks for taking the time to do this. Everybody stick with me because I'm going to try to figure out how to bring Seamus in.
All right.
All right, here we go. So Jesse's out. Now Seamus, I'm going to pull in. Perhaps there is not. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I think we're good. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. Nice to see you.
Good, good, good. I just got to talk with Jesse. I'm sure you were on there for that whole time. Why don't you tell us who you are, where you are, I mean, you're in the same house, but where you are, and whatever else you want to tell us by way of introduction.
I'm Seamus Weeden. I'm in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, just over the border from Providence. What was the other one? And I'm a musician and a cook and bartender. Yeah, Smith and Weeden, and I play with some friends around here too. Help out with different projects when I can.
In the way of cooking, I've been seeing you post a daily log of what you're eating during the quarantine. I've been enjoying that.
Nice, thanks. Yeah, I've been, I live with my brother too. We're both cooks, and we just have been like cooking every meal to like pass the time, taking as much time as possible to kill the time. But it's been fun. Been learning some new stuff too.
Cool. Yeah. I find that I never keep like snacks in the house. My two favorite food groups are salty and crunchy, so I just don't bring them into the house so that I won't sit and eat them. And so now I only have shit in the house to make full meals. So I've just been eating like 6 full meals a day. It's not good. It's not sustainable. So what have you been listening to as you're stuck in the house?
I don't know, a lot of different stuff. I listen to a ton of podcasts, probably more podcasts than music, but last night I listened to all of Pink Floyd Animals, that record, which I love, and I listen to that record a couple times a year, and I always love that record, and it's wild. That one has got some stuff going on that is definitely pertinent in today's climate. Definitely worth another listen. I think it's the one after. I'm not sure if it's the one right. It's like 77. It's like it might be the one right after Dark Side of the Moon. But yeah, listen to that. What else? I don't know. I listened to a bunch of Merle Haggard yesterday. Found some weird stuff, some weird 80s duet records he had with Willie Nelson that I hadn't heard before. Some of it was pretty cool. Some of it was super cheesy. I like both. What else? John Prine always. I like, Sam Doors?
Yeah, from the Deslons.
I like his new record a lot. I've listened to that a few times.
I've heard the single from it, but I haven't heard the whole record yet.
It's really good. It's really interesting. Yeah, it's a good listen. Kind of takes you to different place, which is cool.
Tell me about these podcasts. What are your favorite podcasts?
I mostly listen to comedy podcasts, so like just comedians that I like. I like this guy Theo Vaughn a lot. Tom Segura, him and his wife, who's also a comedian, Christina P, have a pretty good podcast called Your Mom's House. And then some interview ones. I listen to some Joe Rogan. I'm not like a huge Joe Rogan guy, but I like some of his interviews a lot. Mark Maron. Yeah. That's what I work alone in a kitchen, so I can listen to whatever I want. So I have like just a ton of like interview podcasts, or also I like Disgraceland, which is really cool, like music history podcasts. Rick Rubin has a really good one.
Broken Record, right?
Yeah, that's been awesome. And that's the guy from the other guy, the history guy. Yeah, yeah, thanks. Yeah, there's been some really good ones on there. I also love Bill Burr. Yeah, Crystalia. I don't know. Those are my main ones, I think. That's pretty much it.
That's quite a roster. It's good.
Yeah.
A lot of good recommendations in there. I talked to Jesse a little bit about sort of the pressure on creative people right now, that the assumption is that if you're stuck with all this free time, that you're, writing the next great album or whatever. Are you feeling that kind of pressure to create? Are you creating? Where do you fall in all of that?
I was just saying the other day to one of my friends, I was like, I always thought that I would like be more creative if I had more time, but I haven't really felt that very much. I mean, I've been doing some stuff. I guess I have a couple of weird instruments or not weird instruments, but stuff I have had that I never got a chance to try to learn. I've been like set up a drum set, and I've been doing some, probably annoying my neighbors, trying to learn some like very basic drum stuff because I've never really tried, watching YouTube lessons. I got this weird pump organ that I fixed, sort of, that I've been messing around with too. Yeah, I don't know. I've been playing guitar a little bit, not like a ton. But I don't know. I think having, like being busy with other stuff, I think it works better for me because I like have to like block out my day,
Yeah.
find the time for it. I can feel like I'm more productive when I'm busy. Yeah, it's been weird, but it's kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know. Just doing a lot of stuff to try to just like keeping my house very clean and, like I said, cooking a ton. FaceTiming friends a lot.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's one thing to suddenly have more time, but it's not just that we have more time, it's that we have more time and all this weirdness is going on, which is kind of heavy. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know that it's an ideal time to be creative, at least not for me. I thought I would catch up on writing, and it's just not happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's like if you could like shut off the outside world and just be alone in your house, it might be easier somehow. Not like the impending doom dread every time you look at the news or anything, or it kind of shifts your focus or changes your perspective.
Yeah. I'm going to put you on the spot here. This was not in the questions I told you about ahead of time. What's the first thing you want to do when all this is lifted and life returns as close to normal as it's going to?
Hug my friends, hug my family. Go see some go see some friends' bands. Go to shows. Go to Nolan's Corner Pub in Providence. See friends, and yeah, just get back to work. Get back to the grind. I kind of miss it.
Yeah, me too. I don't do well without a schedule. If I have too much unstructured time, it gets dark real quick.
Yeah, I hear that. But you're still keeping busy though, so that's good.
That's true. Yeah, if I didn't, I knew that very first weekend that I was home alone for the whole weekend like that when everything was getting canceled, that's when this idea was born, because I know that I can't have a weekend without stuff to work on.
Idle hands, yeah, for sure.
So I gave Jesse a chance at the end to give sort of the spiel of how you would like people to support the things you care about, that kind of thing. What would you like to say?
I'm pretty much on agree with what he had to say. I feel like I'm more fortunate than most people, right? Or not most, but a lot of people right now, and I'm in pretty good shape and pretty well like ready for it. But yeah, I mean, just the best thing that if people that are in this position, you know, that if you can help, you know, buy records online, buy merch from bands, goes a long way. I've also heard of people just like putting on your homie's album and like letting it play on mute all night on Spotify. That can add up to something eventually, some money. You know, just put it on repeat while you sleep. I don't know. But yeah, you can find our music on Spotify, on Bandcamp. What else? Yeah, we've got a few things on Bandcamp. It's like a live session and the record, and I think the first EP, which was quite a long time ago. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's good. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, both of you, Jesse, if you're still on. It's nice talking to you guys, and I hope that before too much time passes, I get to see y'all in person again. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's probably been since last summer, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
I'm bad at time. I'm especially bad at time right now. But thank you very much. And I'm going to do this again every Sunday as long as we're stuck in the house. So next Sunday is almost scheduled, and I'll post that a little bit later in the week. But thank you for being the last one of the day today.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Sure.
Good to catch up.
You
Cheers.
too. Take care, Seamus. Bye-bye.